Let me show you an advanced technique to set conditional breakpoints using WinDBG. Some time ago, I made a video on how to set options and conditions for breakpoints. In this video, let me show you how to use meta commands to set conditional breakpoints using WinDBG. A conditional breakpoint is a breakpoint that only triggers when a particular condition is met. Meta commands are commands built into WinDBG that have a period as a prefix, for example sympath and symfix. These commands that are built in do not need to be loaded by any plugin. They are always present within WinDBG. The meta command that we will be using is the if statement and the else statement. Let me switch to my instance of WinDBG that I have over here. What I have over here is an instance of WinDBG in which I have launched an executable over here, in which I have written this executable just for the purpose of triggering breakpoints. There's nothing fancy about this application. The application kind of looks like it doesn't have a header over here. That's just because the capture software doesn't draw the header. But it is a regular MFC application in which I just have a function in which I'll put a breakpoint on that function. Okay, let's illustrate that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just break into the debugger. Let me just clear the screen. Okay, let's put the breakpoint. So I'm just going to search for all the modules and I'm going to put a breakpoint on this module over here, which is MFC application 1. That's the name of my executable. I made a function dedicated to attach breakpoints and the function's name is trigger breakpoint. So if I search for that function and I find the memory address over here, if I do BP on that address, this is going to be my breakpoint that I'm going to hit. So I just press F5 and that's going to resume the application. Now let's trigger the breakpoint. If I click the trigger button over here, it's going to trigger the breakpoint in WinDBG because I have attached the breakpoint exactly to the handler for that button. Now observe in the code over here that trigger breakpoint has got a parameter called int trigger. This parameter is either a 1 or a 0 depending on which button I click on my application. If I want to put a conditional breakpoint, I'm going to use this parameter to actually be the condition. So what if I wanted to trigger this breakpoint only if this value was a 1? So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing I do is I click on the code over here and I press F9. What this does is it puts an additional breakpoint over here in which I can manipulate to put my additional parameters. So if I type BL over here, I'm going to get 2 breakpoints and I'm going to use the second breakpoint to illustrate how to use meta commands to make it conditional. Okay, so let's go ahead and make it conditional. So what I'm going to do is, let me just move the screen just a little bit so that we can see the second breakpoint. I'm going to actually disable the first breakpoint. So BD0 that disables the first breakpoint is disabled over here. And for the second breakpoint, I'm just going to reset. I'm going to change the command and I'm going to go change the second breakpoint to this command over here. Let me just put a dot over here. So this command kind of looks complicated, but let me break it down. What it exactly means is this. It means whenever this breakpoint is hit, this expression will run. The first part of the expression is an if statement. It just means evaluate. The expression is POI, over here POI, trigger 1. POI means pointer of interest. It means take the expression, dereference the variable and take the contents of the variable. So POI trigger means take the trigger variable, which is over here, dereference it, take the value of that trigger, and if it is the value 1, ON just means base 10. If it is the value 1 over here, then this expression will evaluate to be true. If this expression is true, just show all the local variables and stop. If the expression is false, it will go to the else. The else has to pair with the if. So when it goes to the else, it will run GC. GC means go conditional. It means go, basically resume the debugger from a conditional statement. The expressions that are run, DV and GC, must be within curly braces over here. That's required for the way the command works. Let's go ahead and resume the debugger. So if I press go, it's gonna break here one time because I had pressed trigger previously. So I'm gonna press go one more time to get the program running. So now the program is running. What I can do is I can press trigger over here and I can trigger the breakpoint. So let's go ahead and trigger it one time. So I'm going to press trigger over here and there we have it. The breakpoint has been triggered. Let me press go. If I press ignore over here, it just says breakpoint should have trigger 0 over here, but it doesn't actually trigger. It's because whenever I press ignore, it sets the trigger breakpoint to 0, which is not the expression that we wanted. We wanted if the trigger breakpoint value is 1. So if I press trigger again, it breaks in. If I press ignore, it doesn't. That's basically the gist of it. The expression can be really complicated, but any variable that can be sampled from WinDBG can be used in the expression, and you can build pretty complex expressions. The syntax is very C-like, so I'm pretty sure you can come up with a lot of combinations of if statements that work for conditional breakpoints. Now, there is a legacy macro that can also be used with regard to the if statement, which is the J command. So let's go ahead and change the second breakpoint to use the J command, which is a bit of a different syntax, but it basically works the same way. So let's break into WinDBG. Let me just clear the screen and change the second command. So the syntax for the J command is slightly different. So let me just change the command. The syntax changes from the if statement to just using a J. J is also a built-in instruction. Then you have POI, which is the pointer of interest, does the same thing. It dereferences the trigger variable and checks it against the value 1, which is a decimal 1. The if statement has the true portion of it is within quotes. That's the big difference. It's not within curly braces, and you use a semicolon to separate between the true and the false part, which is again wrapped in quotes. Let's go ahead and give this a try. So I'm going to resume. Now, if I press trigger over here, it's going to trigger the breakpoint. Let me resume it. And if I press ignore over here, it's just going to say breakpoint should have triggered 0, but it doesn't actually trigger. I press trigger again, it triggers the breakpoint. Let me resume. I press ignore and it doesn't trigger. There are quite a lot more ways to script WinDBG to have conditions, but I'm pretty sure this is more than enough to get started on using conditional breakpoints. I use conditional breakpoints really a lot, especially in loops. When a loop is running and you have to put a breakpoint inside the loop, it's really tedious to just keep pressing F5 or keep pressing go all the time. It's better to just script that particular breakpoint to be conditional and stop when required. Have you used conditional breakpoints like this before? If you have, let me know in the comments below whether you know any unique trick to do conditional breakpoints. I generally just use the if statement variation. I don't really use the J variation. The if statement variation, I feel that the syntax is a lot easier to remember and is a lot easier to type. Anyway, gentle reminder to subscribe. Hit that bell icon and give me a like if you like the content. As always, it's been a pleasure bringing you this information. I am High Voice, signing out.